Yeah, you did.
Thumbs up.
Okay, we're good to go. So I'm going to call the August 12th, 2025 Finance Committee and Agenda Meeting to order. We have, let's see, we have John Delarada, we have Jessica Brennan, we have William McPartland, Jason Moskowitz is unavailable today. We have Kara Parks, we have Elena Finnan, Michelle is not, and we have Josh Panisha, we have Ray Smith, Jordan Koshan, we have Laura, Matt Yeto, and Leslie Cole. Okay, we'll start with the approval of minutes. Can I have a motion for the July 2025 Finance and Agenda Meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from the July 2025 Finance and Agenda meeting.
In a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, we'll run through some, I just have a quick discussion on a project that we're working on. I have a slide deck and I didn't want to send it without giving some context, but what we're looking into is we switched banks maybe like 2 years ago to JP Morgan Chase. They have a ton of programs to help us be more efficient in all of our departments. One of the things that they do is they have receiving centers, so to speak, where they process payments that come in, and we get a lot of mail here. What they're able to do is reconcile on a daily basis the payments that come in, get it into the bank quicker, which means we're earning money on it quicker. And right now that's meaningful, that with the interest rates as high as they are. And then the reconciliation happens every single day. There's a process for things that sort of fall out of place, but essentially this would save a tremendous amount of hours in receiving payments. So we thought we would test it out just to kind of see how things go. We are scheduling the test in January. So we're taking our time to make sure that everything is in place and that we're doing it correctly. But I'm not going to describe it as well as the slides do. I just wanted you to have context for what I was sending over. So it'll go through kind of the process. Oh, did you put them in?
I did.
Oh my gosh, you are great. Okay, so if you flip through, I just sat down and I go, oh, you know what? I probably should have included them in the packet, and look at you. Okay, so this kind of goes through what their service looks like, but what Kara and I have found is that this is extremely customized to the organization. And actually one of their clients is New York State taxation. So like when you send in your payments, that's where they're going. So this is going to really streamline things. It'll make things more accurate in the sense that we'll be reconciling on a daily basis. We'll have the ability for sort of one-off situations to figure those out, figure out how we want to deal with them. So we're going to take it slowly to make sure it works really well. And we're going to test it out with the January tax bills. So we've got some time. You have lots of time to ask questions. We have usually a weekly check-in with JP Morgan Chase, the folks that are working on the project. So anytime that you guys want to jump on and ask questions, anything like that, let me know and I can add you to the meeting. It's usually pretty quick, maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes, depending on what we have to talk about. Any questions right now on this?
So just quickly, you're proposing to try this for the January tax payment.
Yes.
And I'm just quickly looking at this digital bill pay. Is there going to be the same fees with that if people use digital bill pay?
So we're
or
going to
lesser fees or what?
The digital bill pay is something separate, but we had been approaching payments as software from a completely different perspective, which is how can we find a payment solution where people can log in and the information flows into our Munis system pretty seamlessly. This is a completely different way of thinking about it. JP Morgan Chase offers I think it's called Payellis, and it's an online billing platform where you have the ability to send the money and the information into Munis. It's going to be customized for the entity, but the money goes right into the bank account. So again, that believe it or not, it does make a big difference. We made almost $1 million off of our, in interest off of our reserve accounts and our fund balance accounts. And that's just from being diligent about making sure the money is in there as soon as possible. You guys actually passed an update to the investment policy to make sure that any money from receiver of taxes office is getting upstairs as quickly as possible. And it's for that reason. So this makes it even quicker. So the payment part of it, we're still looking into because we don't know what those fees are going to look like. But for this, it somewhat pays for itself, right? I think.
So right now, it's not gonna cost town anything to offer this.
This is just for the trial period or in the long run, if we go with this type of system?
We have to see how it works, but everything is brought into sort of the suite of services that we have. And that goes beyond this. It's like accounts payable. The more we use, the more it gets analyzed and the less we're paying because we're already committed to getting this money in the bank and getting it invested immediately.
They
as
get the money
opposed to-
quicker, so it's ideal for them,
It is
you know?
Okay. Well,
streamlining it.
I'll look this over and
Yeah, we have
Okay.
plenty of
We'll
time. and Like
talk.
I said, they
We'll
are
talk.
I'll have a lot more
they're
questions.
It's
super easy
fine.
to talk to. So if you guys want to jump on the call, they'll answer anything you want. Okay, great. That's all I'm going to say about that. Resolution to authorize certain budgetary modification and interfund transfers. That one's on there. I don't know if it's we'll prepare it toward the end of the month when we know
Correct.
what's what. And then the resolution to permanently appoint a senior network analyst. This is Josh, right?
This is Josh.
And so he took his questionnaire test and it was awesome. And so now you're officially official. Okay, and then we need finance approval for the annual renewal for Rec One. That's the Civic Plus invoice that's in there. It's a little over $7,800. We are looking into trying to consolidate ML schedules into Civic Plus. We're going to test it out and see how it works. It would end up saving us a little bit of money. I think ML schedules was like $1,700 or something like that. So we're going to test it out and just see how it works. And if it is, as seamless as we're hoping it is, we could save a little bit of money in the renewal for ML schedules. But for now, this is what it is. So I will take a motion for the approval of the annual renewal for Rec One Civic Plus in the amount of $7,855.66.
Motion for the approval of the annual renewal for Rec One, $7,855.66.
And then a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. The next one is, Josh, I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. The Ninja one is like the, what's it called? Ticketing system, right?
Yeah, it does. Our ticketing system, which we've been having people put tickets in now that we have Kevin and like an actual department so we can track and, see what's going on and everything. It also does, what it was originally designed for here at the town it's the little icon by the system tray, with the town logo. And what that does is it lets us see, if your hard drive's getting full, we can be proactive about cleaning it up. It lets us push programs and software to it.
Yeah, you like log in remotely
And it lets us log in remotely, and then it lets Trish, for example, work from home when she needs to and things like that. So it does a bunch of stuff for us. Monitors everything. We get email alerts when a server goes down, and I can pop in and take care of it before the day starts and things like that.
Great. All right. I just want to make sure I was saying.
Yeah.
All right. So can I take a motion for finance approval for the annual renewal for Ninja One?
Motion for approval of the annual renewal for Ninja One, $4,426.10.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This next one should be quick. I put it on here mostly to remind myself that I put information from this organization in your mailboxes so you can read a little bit more about it. This would be something that would go into the 2026 budget, but I don't know how familiar you guys are with it, and I didn't want to throw it at you and have you not know what it was. So there's information in your mailbox that came from the gentleman who was involved. I don't know if he runs Mohawk Tobeth, but he's our contact. He is president? Okay. Okay, so that information is there. And Matt, what is this one?
A couple of weeks ago, we had to hire Carver Construction to help out with the water main repair on Route 7. We ended up getting emergency approval for it, but
Okay.
yeah, so in it, the dollar amount came in at $7,689.47. So that only requires Finance Committee approval, no resolution.
Great. Can I take a motion for that?
Motion to approve the emergency road repair Carver Construction, 7,689,
Yes, 47 cents.
47
Yeah.
cents.
I have a second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And then.
I had one
we-
other item
Oh,
for the-
sure.
from the floor.
Well, we didn't get to your section yet. This is just the
I can
finance
add it
approval
then?
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
can
right, thank
add it. Finance approval for the health insurance broker. Do we have to go through that? Okay, so the finance committee, this is more just so that we can get into a different broker to get a better rate for next year. This is looking a little scary. So we have a broker who has a couple other programs, things that we can get into that we're really anticipating will be a big cost savings. So that's kind of where we are. We're trying everything we can to not have a 20% increase in our health insurance. So could I have a motion for the approval of the change of the town's health insurance broker?
Motion to approve change the town's health insurance broker.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have to add one from the floor. So it just came in today, that's why it's not on the agenda, but we have our tax certiorari proceedings. One of the ones that's pending is Brookdale Senior Living. We have several years at stake and it's headed towards trial. So I did reach out to an appraiser. The cost initially for a verbal, which is what I need at the moment, is $4,800. I did reach out to the school district's attorney who indicated that the school district would be willing to split that with us, but the way that works is we get the bill and then ask the school district for reimbursement. So that's what I need the approval for now, but just as a heads up, the preliminary formal report for the court is going to be 10 grand.
On top of the 4,800.
The 4,800 will get put towards that,
Okay.
but then that's the preliminary and that's not including any testimony or additional work that will be needed to prepare for trial.
This
So
is for outstanding taxes.
this is for, they're contesting their appraised value or their assessed value on their property for many years.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve the
Payment to,
payment,
what was it, 4,800?
4,800 and the appraiser Stephen Clark.
4,800 to appraiser Stephen Clark.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we'll motor through some resolutions. We'll start with police and public safety.
Good evening. The first one is going to be a tentative resolution to enact the town code changes relative to the possession and use of air guns on public property in the town. We've talked about this a couple meetings in a row. There's a public hearing for this upcoming town board meeting. Depending on the public hearing, obviously, you folks will then potentially have a tentative resolution, correct? B is a resolution to authorize the supervisor to execute a master agreement with New York State DOT for reimbursement for funds relative to pole installation. It says pole installation, but it's actually sign installation. On Route 7, we've had many meetings with DOT. One of the things that we're working in partnership with them to do is put up your permanent your speed signs are the digital ones for Route 7. It would be sort of in that corridor between St. David's and Onondaga area over by the Bellevue Women's Hospital, where we've had a higher percentage of crashes in the 40-mile-an-hour zone and fatalities. This reimbursement would facilitate the town purchasing the equipment, having an engineer plan for where they're going to be installed, one on each end, the signs, and then to actually install the signs itself. I believe the reimbursement, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, is not, it's only for the signs themselves. Is that right? Installation too, but we have to pay for the traffic engineer. Okay. Laura thinks we can do it all for under $40,000 hopefully. So we'll,
I heard Laura say, if we can do it.
fingers crossed.
Are these similar to the ones that we have already?
Yes, they're very similar. They're
Very
very
similar.
similar. It's going to be through, we're still working on where we're going to purchase them, who the vendor is going to be through, but they're going to be very similar to what we currently have.
And our highway department's going to be doing the installation of these?
That piece I'm not 100%
The
familiar.
highway and superintendents.
Yeah, I don't
Who's
think
gonna
so.
do the installation?
I think, yeah, it's going to be through a contractor that we're going to work through as part of the reimbursement. So yes, no, we specifically said.
No, that's why I'm asking these questions.
Yeah. Mhm. Yes. But it's up to $40,000 we have to front and then be reimbursed.
Okay, so that is that one eastbound and then one westbound?
Correct. But again, it's going to be in that corridor. So it's going to be sort of the Aguda, Keem to Onondaga area is the general proximity of what I would say. So did you have anything to add to that, Laura? Or no? No? Okay. Laura's been working in conjunction with us on this as well. So
Great.
C is a resolution to permanently appoint a police officer. This is Officer Evan Pettis. Time flies. Evan's been here for a lot of time to complete his probation. He's done it successfully. He's done great work. He's currently assigned to the C-line shift, and we want to recommend making him a permanent part of our team to continue with that great work. So congratulations to Evan, and we look forward to it. D is a tentative resolution to authorize a pole usage agreement with Verizon. This goes back to our LPRs. So not only do we have to have an agreement with National Grid to put LPRs on the poles on Route 7 and Balltown Road and the various locations we're putting them, but if there is Verizon equipment and they are co-owners of the poles, we also have to have a separate agreement with Verizon to do the same. We got the agreement sent to us today. It is quite lengthy, and there's going to be a lot of review that's going to have to go through for us to do that. There's also an assessed fee, I believe in the amount of a couple $100 for us to actually apply and submit. National Grid already got us for about $2,000 for their application fees, and now there's going to be this as well. But again, we're getting closer to the finish line to get these actually implemented. So that's good news. Where am I? E is a tentative resolution to authorize the purchase of a traffic trailer. It says L and LPR. It's only going to be for the traffic trailer itself. The LPR would push us over the budgeted amount through the grant. We're going to purchase the LPRs with different monies, but this is similar to the traffic trailer we currently have on Route 7. It's that billboard sign that's sitting there as you drive through with public messaging. The reason we purchased these specific trailers is because they come prefab equipped with all of the connections for us to install the LPRs on them. I was able to, in conjunction with Motorola and Detective Munger, we were able to save some money on one of the line items for our burn grant in the amount of approximately $24,000 from a separate project. We did a budget modification through burn grant to then allocate those monies to purchase this trailer as a part of that grant as well. So it's good news for us. Again, that's on a Sourcewell contract for the purchase, and it's going to be the same trailer that we bought previously. F is a tentative resolution to authorize an MOU with the school district regarding a school resource officer. This is on tentatively for the school board's approval tonight. We've been working on this for some time. If they approve the language tonight, it would then be presented to the board for further review and take to resolution. Just so everybody's aware, and I'll say it out loud, the proposed language is a 70-30% cost share, meaning that the district would pay for 70% of the police officer and fringe, and the town would cover the other 30%, which is equal to essentially the amount of time that this officer would be assigned to the school in any given year. So it would be essentially a break-even point for the town as far as putting that resource in the school district, if that makes sense to everybody. G is a resolution to set the hourly rate for the school crossing guard. Every year we talk about the rate for school crossing guards. We've kept Barb at minimum wage for the entire time I've been here as chief of police. We had a conversation with the school district. They really want a crossing guard to continue over in the Hillside VA area, particularly through all the construction and capital projects they have going on. I reached out to Barb. Barb had retired. She has said that she would give us another year to come back and help through this transition. We've had multiple meetings with the county about coming up with some long-term solutions for pedestrian crossing in both those areas, to include potentially signage, crosswalks, things of that nature. I actually applied for a grant that I haven't talked about publicly through the state to hopefully facilitate some of that being installed. But in the meantime, Barb has agreed to come back, and we are looking to get a more comparable rate to what school crossing guards make sort of in the area, to pay her appropriately to do so. So it would be $20 an hour is what we're looking to do. And then H is a resolution to purchase body worn camera server equipment using the law enforcement tech grant monies. That was the one I sent everybody an email about, where we had a server issue. I worked with Josh to get a quote through the state contract for Dell equipment to replace some of our body worn camera server equipment that has since not functioned appropriately and backed things up. The amount on that was $11,434.59. So we're looking to make that, again, that's grant funded as well. And just to go back to E real quick, did I say the amount that the trailer was going to cost? I don't think I did. I think it was $23,529.08. And again, that's through Sourcewell. Sorry, I'm tired, so I'm skipping things. Did anybody have any questions?
No, I just wanted to follow up on your comment about the changes to the structure of the school and where each grade level is might make the crossing guards hours shorter.
Yes.
So we might not see a difference at all. Just keep that in mind for the.
And we also spoke with the school district about contributing to the crossing guard line to co-fund it potentially moving forward. And that's something we're in discussions with them about as well, if we do maintain the crossing guard position indefinitely.
When we started looking into the body cameras for our officers and stuff, that was one of our concerns, is the amount of storage for all that information. So you feel that we're on the right track with that?
We are. This is something completely separate. So not to get too much into the weeds, the backup server is defunct. And the primary server needs more juice. So in making this purchase, we're going to over anticipate as a primary and then take the primary and make that the backup. So it's going to make us much more robust so we don't have any concerns moving forward. That cover it, Josh? Okay.
Good.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
All right. Matt, Water, Sewer and Engineering.
Okay, the new item I was going to add earlier. We had a water main break at the water plant last fall, and we repaired the break and repaired the landscaping, but we need to finish the project and pave the area that was disturbed. And so I just got the third quote today to do the work, and the dollar amount is $14,800, and that would require a resolution
Where is the paving?
at the water plant. The next item is a tentative resolution regarding water and sewer asset management software. We've been looking at multiple platforms to better track the maintenance and upkeep of the water distribution, the sewer collection system, our vehicles, all the pumps and all the machinery that we have at both the water plant and sewer plant, and on within the water and sewer collection and distribution system. We thought we had a company that we wanted to go with, but we just got a quote in today that was a little bit better than we thought it was going to be and may provide more options. So it's still tentative. I'm not completely sure if we'll go forward this month, but I'd still like to leave it on there as tentative. I'd even like to try to open that up to other departments to see if they would benefit from that type of software.
We talked about this. It's basically like right now we track our fixed assets in a spreadsheet. It's not the most robust program, but this would help us to better track not only our fixed assets, but when things need to be should be replaced or maintained or serviced or whatever. It'll just help us stay a little bit more organized. And it does 10 times more for water and sewer because they just have so much infrastructure.
This is the same thing that you talked about in committee with the I don't, what, the sensors or whatever that
Sensors
would
on the
go.
hydrants?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at different options, but that was one of the packages.
okay.
The next one is a resolution to authorize surplusing certain equipment. I've got some vehicles and some of the equipment from the former transfer station that could go to auction. The next one is a resolution to replace the hydrogen sulfide scrubber media at the wastewater plant. We had a resolution last month to purchase the media, the replacement media, and this would be a resolution to hire a contractor to make this change. I have one quote already. I expect a second quote any day now. But this is part of the gas scrubbing system that would allow us to beneficially reuse the methane from our digesters at the plant. The next one is a tentative resolution to authorize the repair or replacement of the influent channel grinder. This is in the headworks at the wastewater plant. It sort of takes in it's the initial treatment of anything that comes into the plant. It grinds up and it removes any inorganic material. This requires quite a bit of maintenance, and it now requires a rebuild. The cost is quite high, and so I want to look at other options as other types of technology that may be more sustainable and will require a lot less maintenance going forward. So I'd rather look at the options and not just fixing it, but maybe replacing it with something that's more efficient.
Did we know this was going to happen?
No, we didn't. It just started over the last couple of weeks. We started noticing an issue. Then we just got the price recently, and it's rather than just keep putting money into that piece of
Is that the
equipment.
big face on it or like a?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the muffin monster. Yeah, yeah.
What about the sulfate scrubber media? Was that budgeted for, or is that?
That came out of the repair reserve money that was approved a few months ago. Next one is a tentative resolution to appoint a maintenance worker. There's still 2 people down in the water and sewer maintenance crew. We're still advertising and looking for applicants, and we'll interview anyone who looks like they're a good candidate. So, anybody who wants to work in the water and sewer department, have them go to our website and fill out the application. The next one, a tentative resolution to authorize repairs of the SCADA system at the sewer plant. I would like a little bit more time to look at this.
Is it the guy that you're trying to get in?
It's whether or not which way we go to put this out to either to bid or to an RFP. I'm still working on the details.
So is it not going to be ready for this meeting?
I don't think it will be.
Okay.
The next item is a tentative resolution to authorize replacement of belt press motors. This is at the wastewater plant. I have it tentative because I don't think the dollar amount is going to require a board resolution or even finance. So unless something drastically changes, won't require a resolution. The next one is a resolution to authorize repair of the sludge dryer. This was approved. The funding for this was approved when the town board voted to use the repair reserve a few months ago. Finally have the quotes from the contractors, and I should have a letter from the one other contractor later this week.
I feel like I need a slow go.
It was like pulling teeth to get them to just,
Sludge talk.
yeah.
Months.
So I'm hoping it's such a unique piece of equipment. There's very few people that can work on it. So in general, getting contractors to provide quotes has gotten difficult, and this is even worse because of the uniqueness of the equipment.
Did you have Deb just create, I told her to create a letter and send it
I-
over. and
I
it's
did
kind of
it.
Modify, okay.
Yeah, I drafted some language, which was one that this company actually used previously.
Perfect.
The next one is the resolution to authorize the 2025 spring residential commercial utility reconciliation. Chris has completed all the numbers, and Deb and I will complete the check to make sure everything looks good. It should go to for a resolution. The next one is a tentative resolution for replacement of control valves at the Water District 3 pump station. That's tentative too, because I don't think it may or may not require a resolution because of the cost. Because I think we can, rather than hire a contractor from out the western part of the state, I think we can hire someone locally and purchase the equipment directly ourselves. And I think that's going to not require a resolution. But I just left it on there just in case. The next one is a tentative resolution to replace the doors on the filter building at the water treatment plant. I'm not sure we're going to get to that, but I just,
What is that?
the building that we saw down at the water plant that had the big tanks inside where all the filters were, the two large doors in the front, need to,
Falling apart?
they're corroded and
Oh,
rusted.
you did mention that.
Yep.
Okay. I was thinking of the wastewater treatment.
Yeah, it says WWTP, but it just should be water treatment plant. And I've got one quote. I just want to get a second quote before I move forward with that. We're interviewing right now to appoint a plant mechanic and at the wastewater plant and a plant operator trainee at the wastewater plant. I've been having interviews. I've got at least one each day this week. And so those two resolutions are tentative. If we have good interviews and I'd like to advance a name, I'd like to move forward with those. The letter 9 is a resolution to award a contract to clean up some of the debris left over from the closed transfer station. Removing some of the old fence that's there, some of the old structures that are no longer needed and really should be torn down anyway because of the condition. And some of the better, like the sheds and some of the things, we'll relocate them, but this would be to hire a contractor to help clean that up and to take the wall that's there now and grade that off so it would be safer, so that no one would get hurt.
And Ray, you said you were gonna give us some clean fill for that? Huh? He's like, listen.
Let's see. The next one is the resolution to authorize an extension. It's actually to amend a resolution that extended the deadline for the refund for transfer station coupons or for the punch cards. There was been talk of, we had a few stragglers that came in.
Yeah, I actually asked for this because we had like a cluster of people that came after the fact and it just seemed like, okay, we'll do one more swipe through since we do have the funds in there to do it. It wasn't a crazy amount of money. So, but now we're saying, okay, we're,
How
Really
long did we
putting-
go the first time?
well, we really said use them until it closes, which
Right.
was March. And then we said, okay, well, let's extend it a little bit into April. And then I think we approved it till May
I think it
30th.
was the end of May.
I think it was,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was May 30th. But I mean, we
So the
talked.
Issue is there's a couple people who came in after that deadline, and because there's no legal mechanism to refund them after that deadline, we'd have to amend the resolution. I'm personally not crazy about amending the resolution to go back to July 31st, which is already passed. So I don't know what the board feels comfortable with, but if we're going to put it on for August, my suggestion would be the end of September.
Fine with me. I'm like, would like to cut it off because we're trying to use the transfer station funds to clean up the site and it just, then we know how much money we have to work with to clean up the site.
It's not a lot of money though.
Can we
Yeah,
just
but
stop it
like
like
you-
September 1st or something?
I'm
nice and
okay,
clean?
I'm okay with that.
At that point, it's going to be the end of August and you're not going to have any
So September
So I can't think, yes, there's not gonna be any notice to anybody, like, this is your last and final chance.
I think we were thinking, we already gave them last and final chance twice. And then this was just to accommodate for some reason, we had a cluster of people that came in like all around the same time.
But I guess my point is,
I'm.
if there's
I'm
anybody
fine
else
with
out
it.
there, you're kind of giving the people the benefit who came in saying, I didn't know, but what if there's other people who still didn't know? And maybe there's not, but to me personally, like, I think it's just cleaner if you pick a date that gives a little bit of notice if you're gonna do the extension.
September 30th?
Fine with me. What do you guys think?
Last chance.
Last chance.
For real this time.
Yeah, that's the one.
So just tell Deb.
Okay,
We mean it.
Yeah. I think those.
so that's all I have.
Try to be good
That's
with
it?
residents.
Any questions?
Can I ask a
Nope,
question about the paving? Is that's something we can do internally for the?
It's too large. It's gonna require a paver, you know, the actual equipment that we don't have. Yeah,
Is it
it's-
utilizing a contractor that we've already approved? through
We
the-
tried to do that, but they wouldn't honor the price. So we ended up and went and did 3 quotes.
Okay.
Ended up being about the same price that the one that was on our list wanted to charge us, but we couldn't because it wasn't in keeping with the contract. We had 3 quotes and they were all within about $200 of each other.
Does it have to be repaved or is it like find the way to?
It's right in the middle of the site.
You can't
Yeah.
plow snow in the winter.
It's a big space.
We did a lot of the work in-house. We compacted it, filled in the stone ourselves, let it sit for a while to make sure it wouldn't settle. That's why we want to pave it now before it settles even further from the weather. So. Good, thank you.
Good. All right, Highway Parks and Recreation.
Number A, resolution to dispose of some certain surplus equipment. So we just did an auction, did very well on it. We have a few more pieces to go that we'd like to put up and get why the market's doing fairly well. So like to get these items on there and get them out to auction. Tentative resolution for hire grounds worker. I don't think that's going to happen this month. We're still interviewing, but in the timeline we have, I don't think that's going to happen. A resolution authorize the purchase of tables, benches for Lions Park. So this is on to redo the center section of the Lions Park out in front of the train station, the green circle in the center, and a start to the area going towards the gazebo. So the stuff down there, the picnic tables, the benches are 30+ years old. Cedar, they've held up well, but we're going to go with a more modern look, a green rubberized, less vandalism. People can't carve in them. They kind of look nice in that park setting. So kind of a facelift down there. This project in general, there's some new fencing going along where the memorial benches are. We're going to dismantle what's there and try to save what we can for parks, different parks as repair pieces. So we're unable to get that type of fencing that we have in the town now. It's at the end of its life expectancy, but if we can get a few rails, that's the same stuff that's on sections of the bike path and all that. So without replacing everything at a huge cost, we try to save every little piece we can to make that work. So that I think will be a good project down there. It'll brighten that up and start to make it the jewel that it is. A resolution to authorize repairs to the outside compressor an air handler at Town Hall. So a couple months back, when the system was failing, we had an outside company come in and do some repairs and an evaluation of the unit that's out there that we thought was pretty much beyond its life expectancy. They gave us a good review on that, pointed out that there is still life left in that. They did the repairs we needed to get us to the point we are right now, which is actually you can feel a difference in here now. But so we're running on 3 compressors. There's 4 compressors on that unit. So we need to replace the one last unit. Parts are still available for that unit. So there's some life left in it that the investment to bring it up to full capacity. I feel I've talked with Bill on this a million times, and you know, to get a few more years out of it rather than cost us upwards of $250,000 to $300,000 to repair or to replace it. So it would be my recommendation to replace this part. We have 1 quote. We're reaching out. Just like anything else, quotes are hard to get. People that work on certain brands of things don't work on others. So in all fairness, we're still waiting for a few more quotes of something equivalent to what we're looking to do.
Right,
So-
and if we can't get that, we'll have to do sole source or whatever. I mean, the tech that they sent was excellent and really did a good job evaluating what we have. And so we want to work with what we have, and we're confident that doing this is going to help us get.
And I
More
think
light
the
bulbs.
evaluation of what they did to the equipment will give a foresight as to, do we need to start putting money away for a replacement in so many years? Then it becomes a planned event rather than an emergency. So that's what we're trying to avoid. It was great news to find out that the thing actually had some life left in it.
Laura, can we do anything with a grant on this with our greenhouse gas? I know we did a lot in town hall with that, but
We did the boilers with that
yeah.
And you
that
did
might
the
give
lighting.
us-
and lighting.
That could give us more points towards that program and ultimate final grant or no?
So much energy to want to end that. So we didn't really further fire, like those days of fire, it's probably easy to get grants to go into it.
And obviously it would be something that would be the correct unit for the building. You know, not undersized. So
Yeah.
that would be a great avenue.
Yeah.
To say, most definitely. They've got us a lot of good things over the years. So that's a good call. Thank you. E is a resolution to award a contract for sanitation and mitigation of problem areas identified at Town Hall. So over the years, we've had problems with the air conditioners, the roof leaks. So upon an evaluation being done, not in our common areas, but above our common areas. So what is storage, but it's still accessed by police department, maintenance people, in general storage of stuff. So there was some stuff that was noticed, maybe old water stains and such like that. So for the general being of a clean and safe environment, work environment, it was a recommendation to have this cleaned. So we're looking at a couple companies to try to get quotes. Kara can tell you that one does one part, one does another part. So we may have to look at the overall goal of what we're looking to get done and break it out and just hire one company that does this part of it. We would love to get one company to do it all. And, you know, we only know what they've seen. So there's a good chance that once they get into this, it may be a phase 1 of phase 2. You know, there's unforeseens that we can't see that we may stumble across more. So just as a, you know, this isn't a fix all, this is a start. So we'll work on that and we'll review. Me, Kara, Aaron, we'll look through, see what's best suitable for us. And if we need to break it out and do it in different companies, then we will do so. So we'll work on that as well. And Elena, if there's a chance we can make it, we'll get it to you ASAP. If not, we'll go another month on these. You know, same as everybody else, trying to get quotes is near impossible. And even if you get them, there's nowhere near the same scope of work. So it's hard to really distinguish what's the best. So. F is a resolution of permanently appointed executive secretary. Patty Lester in my department passed an upgrade test. She got a passing score, correct, Kara, and will be retained in that position. Do you have the information on the others? I think they're Lori's.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks,
Any
Ray.
questions?
All right, Lori's not here, so from community programs, we've got a resolution to accept 2 grant awards. One is from the Community Foundation, the other one is from the County Arts and Cultural. A resolution to hire soccer referees is something we do every year around this time for fall soccer. And the third one is a resolution to hire an independent contractor for our tennis program. That's a tennis instructor. So that's what we had from community programs.
All right. So we'll move on to economic development.
The first one I have is a resolution to appoint a member to the Complete Streets Committee. I apologize. I will get the resume out to you guys. I forgot about it after our last meeting. The second one is a resolution to call for a public hearing regarding enactment of a local law that would create certain fees for the Niskuna Building Department. I don't think this one will be ready. Elena and I are just kind of sailing ships right now. And we really have to sit down and look at, this is definitely a goal. We really do need to have penalties for stop work orders and things, but we need to make sure that they're enacted so that if we go to court, they will survive.
I have a question about that, since you're speaking about that.
Yeah.
Do we have fees for failed inspections?
No, but
Because there are many municipalities that do.
yeah, so I mean, it was kind of an eye opener bringing Kevin over from the city of Schenectady. Like they charge them for if we have to send a notice and order, like a certified mail right now is like $10. Like we send a lot of notice and orders out. And they actually charge, you know, the people when they come in, they tack on notice and order fees, they tack on, you know, legal fees. They, you know, you get charged for a stop work order. They may charge for a failed inspection. For fire inspections, you get one return and then you do have to pay for a second failed inspection. So you do have like some precedence for that, but yeah, there's definitely room, municipalities around us, I think are a lot tougher.
Yeah, well, it's not a question of being tough. It's a question of, you know, the time for our inspectors to go out and do those jobs. They
Yeah,
go
and-
and it fails and they go back and it fails again.
Well, correct. And essentially like the general fund is paying for us to enforce on a particular property. So by collecting it from the actual offender, you're not hitting the, you know, law abiding citizens that don't get notice and orders.
Right.
Which is most people.
Well, sometimes that helps incentivize them to do it right the first or second time.
Well, yeah, so City of Schenectady actually doubles the permitting fees. So once you get your stop work order, then when you come to pay to pick up your permit, it's also double. But I wasn't proposing to do that yet. So they might have more problems than we do. And then my last one is a tentative resolution to appoint a member to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I do not actually have a resume. I'm really asking you guys to try and find people. I am losing another zoning board member to Clifton Park. It sucked up a couple of them recently. I don't know why they're moving across the river, but I have to have a quorum in order to have those cases like be fair to the people that are in front of them. Lawyers are great. They love zoning board, but you don't have to be a lawyer. Like, I really need some people. We're going to be down to one alternate who's not available all the time because he commutes between New York City. So he's great when I can have him, but he's not available at every meeting. So I just can't leave it on there until we have more zoning board members. Okay. And just a reminder, we're having the public hearing for the special use permit, but it's not a resolution.
Got it. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay, our next finance committee and agenda meeting will be Tuesday, September 9th at 6:30 PM. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
In a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.